is a fact. So that he will prefer that over this book. No, I mean, nothing wrong, but it was something, it was their passion, not that they are self-centered. I don't think in that sense. They feel, oh, if I teach this, this may be useful for my student. If I teach this, this may, and I am comfortable with this. I have learned, I become this professor like this, so why not the same thing? So that was the kind of thinking even in the curriculum framing the people used to think. But now the order of the day has changed, where if somebody asks, what is the basis for curriculum framing? People obviously have to look at the program outcomes. They are like your specifications. They are like your product specifications. Before making any product, anybody will think, isn't it? They will have size should be this much, power consumed should be this much, weight should be this much, physical strength should be this much, isn't it? So here also, we think that a graduate, when you call him a global graduate, who is falling into Tier 1 accreditation category, he need to have certain things. And to facilitate that, what are the courses that we need to push? Not that I know microprocessor, so that I push microprocessors in the curriculum. He knows communication, so we push many into communication. No. Now we have a strong bench line or benchmark that is fixed. So what is our benchmark? Program outcomes. So that our curriculum should be so well balanced that it should be able to meet all the program outcomes. That's the basics actually. Okay, so with that, that is what we also say as students will be able to do, and we have to assess the students so that they get into those competencies, what we normally call it as graduate attributes. Graduate attributes. Then orienting, teaching and other academic process to facilitate the students to do what they are expected to do. This is all the background behind outcome-based education. And with the framework of MBA, these are the, I can say, as a layers, where the topmost layer is to realize the vision through mission actions, which will be reflected in the form of either program educational objectives through alumni or program outcomes from just graduated. So for that, your COs will be helpful. COs will, that's why I call it as a layered structure. If courses are clear in helping the program outcomes, then definitely the layer structure will be strong. Otherwise, it becomes diluted.
I have a doubt in the layers.
Sure.
So actually the process is PEOs from alumni will implement PEOs. Whereas to realize the vision and mission of the institution.
Mission is not realizing. Mission is an action plan.
Mission statements.
Yeah.
Attaining vision. COs are required as in view of MBA.
Yes.
Through COs only we have all these things, what you said. So that last block should be in the second phase, that is what I mean. Course outcomes.
Well, I think this is not working for this board.
Yes.
Not working, so it doesn't make any sense. No, it's the problem of this. This is not reflecting. This is working actually, but you see, if it is this board, it is reflecting. This is absorbing. Yeah. So you say this should have been here. You say.
Yes, sir.
But program outcomes are dictated by many courses. It's not just one course.
Yes, sir, it is true.
Huh.
But the line is through course outcomes only we are going to map the POs or whatever.
Yeah. So that is what, this is the basis, fundamental, foundation. This is the foundation on which these two are sitting. And we are trying to visualize what we want. Visualize what we want in the form of missions. That is what my explanation is. I don't know what is your understanding. Hope you agree? Fine. Yeah. Just I'll take you back to a little bit of history, what happened in 2013. Now, as far as engineering program, again, how many program outcomes are there? 12 program outcomes are there. Who has defined that? Who has defined that? I mean, NBA has given a clear set of program outcomes as per the framework of Washington Academy. Okay? But why did they give? Any idea? To have a better uniformity. So, if we go back to before 2013, the program outcomes were not set by NBA because we were in the not a permanent signatory before 2014. Fine, we were only a kind of provisional signatory. At that time, NBA had not given any set of program outcomes for any college. They had just said, you must cover all the graduate attributes. No graduate attribute should be left free. But sentences you can frame on your own. This was the guideline. And how should be the sentences? They had said like this. They should be narrower sentences that describe what students are expected to know on graduation. They just said like this. Something like a generic statement. They just said, all GA should be covered, that is PO should not be too broad, don't write paragraphs. They should be narrow sentences. And they must align with graduate attributes. How many graduate attributes are there? There are also 12. Okay? This was the broad guideline given to institutions from 2012, where there was no sentences or articulation that we have today was there. Then, so GS I need not explain, so I'll skip that. These are the list of graduate attributes. You know, you see this. People started, because all our professors, each college has got diversified professors. Fine? Diversified thinking. What was the first graduate attribute? Engineering knowledge. BMS professor understand that as demonstrating the knowledge. Vignan professor will understand acquiring the knowledge. Another university professor understands it is dissemination of knowledge. What is right? Understanding? So first, everybody tried to interpret in their own way. Everybody. What was the guideline given by NBA? Cover 12 graduate attributes, write some small articulations, not too big sentences. All 12 should be covered, that's all. Then that freedom was like this. In 2013, some of the institutions, it was a nightmare for us to open this thread. This thread which is complicated. Fine? To open it up. How difficult it is. Huh? If it is in a very nice read form, it is very easy to take it help. Imagine it is completely in a big bundle. Then this was the difficulty. That means for every assessor, understanding POs written by an institution itself was a big challenge. Half day task. Okay? Then people, you see, some institution wrote 15 POs. These are real cases which I am bringing. That's why I said I am going a little back to history. So that what made NBA to dictate or to articulate the program outcomes. Then only you will appreciate. Otherwise you always feel, everything they have given, what is there? That feeling will come. But there is a philosophy or an effort behind that feeling. Okay? So, you see, this is case 2. I don't read every case, otherwise I am presenting only that. Just for information, specific to the program. You can spell it out. That freedom is given. Otherwise, these are generic entities that any engineering graduate is supposed to get. It is something like a promise that we are giving to a student. When once you enroll into our program, we ensure that these are the competencies. It is like joining a Gurukula with some expectations. And that expectations, we are giving several platforms to make him to train. And we assure that these 12 competencies, we provide the platform to make you to learn. Something like that. We make you to work in team. We make you to understand analytical thinking. We make you to provision have applied knowledge, critical thinking. Because with that, if you set a candidate, I am sure whatever the technologies exist for this decade, next decade, or another decade, he will definitely fit in his professional life. Not that what you teach, he will be using throughout his professional career. Nothing. Nothing. Because technology has to change. Otherwise, it becomes stagnant. Technology workforce expectation is that it is bound to change. Fine? Is it clear? Okay. First. What is first PO now? You read that. It is whatever I have highlighted in red. That's the catchy point. So there is nothing like basic knowledge, demonstrate knowledge, acquire the knowledge. No. Straight away. Applied the knowledge of. That means you must have acquired. Acquired is an assumption. You have acquired. With that acquired knowledge, what you can do as an application. That's more important. Be it from fundamental subjects or advanced subjects or whatever it is. Suppose, for it's like an electrical engineering example if I take. Network theorems. I have been taught and I know the theorems. Knowing the theorems like KCL, KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, Kirchhoff's current law, what I can do is more important than understanding Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law. Assumption is that I have understood. So, but using those fundamental theorems, what I will be able to do? Will I be able to design something? Will I be able to resolve some issues? That's more important. That kind of knowledge, if we have in our assessment, then we can map it to PO1. Otherwise, not writing a communication block diagram. Obviously no. Is it? Do you agree with me? If you are disagreeing, please argue. Arguing is always welcome. That she has already started. It's welcome. It's welcome. Right? Do you agree? That is why we say, when you explain a half-wave rectifier, explain what is stress and strain. Rather, you ask, find in this structure what is the strain. So that they do applied maths. They do applied maths. Fine? Rather, resolve this find the current in this mesh. Fine? Then to find that, he applies basic maths, basic theorems. For that you can say yes, mapping to PO1. Then it's fine. Is it clear? So only that kind of things we can call, or such kind of assessments fall into the mapping of program outcome 1. That's my submission. Any doubt in this? Yes, sir.
Sir, so for a question-wise mapping, if we first map the CO.
COs I am not talking. Ultimately, it might be covered in any of the COs. How to write COs, that will be my part 2 session.
My question is actually,
Yes.
this is for CO, we are mapping to engineering knowledge. But
No, it should map to CO whatever that appropriately you have written. So that should be C.
For that particular CO, if you are mapping to engineering knowledge for PO, but the question that you are asking, what is just said, according to that, it cannot be mapped with PO1.
Definitely not. Definitely not. That is why I said, if I ask, explain maximum power transfer theorem, can I map to PO1 with reference to my top whatever delivered? Definitely not. Whereas if you ask some circuit, in this, what is the power transfer to the load in this case? Then it is possible. Because to solve that, he is applying the knowledge of basic theorems. Then it's fine. That is why nowadays we all keep telling, when it comes to Bloom's taxonomy level, please don't give questions in level 1 and level 2. Try to minimize. Because suddenly if you apply a break making it 0, we understand students will suffer, failures will increase, management will blast. All those things will happen. I mean, it is across the nation, same scenario. I mean, nothing special about this college or any other college. But slowly we have to fade out. Today, if we are with 40%, we must come to 35%, 35, 30. Incremental change is always healthy and safe. Is it clear? Course outcomes, how it will be, we will discuss. Fine? Any other questions? Hope you agree with my point. Okay, let's come to the second one. And there is beautiful keywords, complex engineering problem.
Sir,
So,
you're telling that wherever you have to find out anything, you have to go for engineering knowledge.
it's not just knowledge, through applied of any of these things. Even in physics, it might be applied science. That's the meaning. It should be applied science. It should be applied maths.
You will finding something.
To do something, to resolve something, to compare something, to demonstrate something. There may be many actions that you might be doing. But it's only the applied knowledge. It's not that write this theorem. Write this. If we ask write this theorem, we are checking his memory ability than anything else. We are not doing memory tests. Please understand. We are not doing memory tests. That is why even open book examinations are encouraged in engineering. The reason is challenge them so that if they even look into textbooks, they should not get a ready-made answer. Let every table be in front of them or whatever that kind of reference table, but still they should struggle to think. That is what an engineer needs. Not, you need not test his memory test. Memory test not needed. Memory test needed end at primary school level, not even brought to high school level. But I agree, we have been, that's why I said for people like us, for people like you, we have to undo many things. We have to accept new things and forget old things. Journey has come like that, I do agree. But let's try to minimize with an minus delta, minus incremental change, minus d by dt. Right? Yes.
Sir, in Moxley we have something
Yes.
related to memory. We have to memorize some.
Do you have any program outcomes set so that I can discuss? Because that's why I said my assumption is an engineering program. But if you pharmacy, if possible, please download that and we can have a separate. Because program outcomes we have to see. Because this may not be matching exactly with the pharmacy program. At any leisure time, if you have, please download them and pass it on to me. I will discuss and advise according to that. Let me not make generic statements. Okay. Any other questions? Nice. I like this. I like this. Yes.
It means we should not give any explain type questions.
That is what I said. We have been used to it, but minimize that.
But
Slowly minimize.
But for some topics, it is definitely needed, sir.
That is only our perception. Perceptions have to change.
Suppose like
With
you
reference
said,
to time.
like
Yes.
you said, explain the communication flow, explain
Yes.
SSB, explain DSP.
No, not needed. Not needed. You tell me, in a communication engineer's role, when you go for any interview or any kind of professional life he enters into, will any interviewer expect something him to explain? Nothing. He puts a scenario, he asks him to resolve, come out with in the form of a logical diagram, a flow diagram, which is an unknown scenario. He has to just give a raw solution. This is the way. So we have to start hunting such kind of new kind of assessment questions, and that is the new challenge for us for the future decades. Yes, I do agree. We have come in that journey, but that journey cannot long last. Please understand. Let's accept it. I agree. For example, in few courses, like I give some exceptions myself, like measurements. Because somewhere they need to understand. Because everybody cannot build a new measuring instrument and things like that. Okay? There, certain understanding is sufficient. Yeah. But in 100%, that may be, according to me, 5% it should be there, not more than that. 95% should be. Every rule has an exception. Okay? But let's minimize that.
I understand actually your explanation of that.
Yes.
The questions actually now usually when you show the order, vision, mission, program, educational objectives, and
that is the reflection in the form of course outcomes. Because how you are building the course outcomes? Through your question papers only.
Because now you are actually directly trying to look the question papers, questions to the programmer.
See, COs means they are nothing but assessment that you do in the form of questions. Nobody asks COs themselves in exam.
Yes.
So, indirect presentation of COs is questions.